Hi there, it's Jeanette with Jeanette Marie LLC and Badass Consulting. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't already confirmed your strategy call, which is free, then just please do so with the link below. If you have, congratulations, because you're one step closer to overcoming your anxieties and trauma. I've got some great information to share with you right now about what to expect when we speak. There's a few details about the strategy goal to start. So first of all, we'll discuss a bit about you and the problem. Things like how long have you been experiencing it for? What triggers it for you? What does it feel like for you? What it's preventing you from doing in your life? And what will life be like when you overcome the issue? So it'll be interesting to talk a bit about you so I can understand better how I might start to arrange a program for helping you on this. It's good to know for a few things, for instance, if you've ever been hypnotized before and what the experience is like for you. Obviously, there are quite a few questions that generally come up that clients ask me, so I'll run through a couple of those now to help you out. So first of all, the common question is, am I going to take control of your mind? And the answer is most definitely no. In fact, the issue at hand is currently out of control in your mind at the moment. So I'll show you how to take control back there, and that's using some techniques for immediate benefits and suggestions in that hypnosis program that will help rewire your brain so that you can think and respond differently. People ask, can I get stuck in hypnosis? And again, the answer there is definitely no. Well, actually, we naturally go in and out of trances all the time. It's a natural state of mind. It allows you to use your imagination, which actually triggers events in your body. And those visualizations of things can be very, very powerful to help make changes in the wiring of your brain. So, like for instance, if you're watching a scary movie, your body actually feels scared. You can feel that nervous tension where you're sort of on the edge of your seat as you're watching the movie. You know it's actors and actresses out there, or not a robber or a shark in the movie, but you still feel scared. So your brain is interpreting that information coming in through your eyes, and your imagination works in the same way. And there's a lot of people's problems that are playing out in this movie in their mind, which is causing them to feel bad because the body doesn't know the difference between watching a movie and using imagination and real life, a threat that's out there. So again, it's a natural state of mind to be in and out of trance states. People, when we drive cars, we often report that, oh my gosh, I can't remember the last 10 minutes of that drive, and it's called a driving trance. Your unconscious mind is taking over because it's a habit, to develop that skill to be able to navigate along while you're thinking about all sorts of other things. But your mind will always come back to conscious awareness when the traffic conditions change. You see brake lights ahead, etc. So it's usually a natural state to be in. But if there's ever an emergency situation that comes up while you're in hypnosis, you'd be aware of it and you'd be able to deal with it without any issue at all. It's kind of like when you're asleep at night and the alarm goes off, your unconscious mind is always listening out and it'll always bring you back to your full awareness. It's a natural state of mind. It's perfectly safe and easy to use. So people always also ask, can I be hypnotized if I've got a strong mind? Well, actually, everybody can and is regularly in this form of trance or hypnosis, but yes, you actually can resist it. So you have to be collaborating. We have to be collaborating. So I can't force it upon you. So you just really have to allow yourself to relax. And I do use a mixture of NLP and CBT techniques, conversational hypnosis, which is a waking state. So everybody can be catered and cared for. By and large, people do relax and enjoy the process. So yes, people can move around and get more comfortable. It doesn't necessarily affect that state of hypnosis because, again, it's not about the depth of hypnosis. It's about the techniques that are used and getting your unconscious mind through various means that we have. So people will also ask, what does it feel like? Right? Generally, there's a mixture of feelings that people report. And I do a lot of this myself. I go into hypnosis with other people as well as practicing it. So generally, the experience is that you might feel like you're in a bit of a daydream type of state. When someone says penny for your thoughts or something like that, you're off somewhere else. It's that kind of feeling. So you might feel a lightened floating feeling, which is very pleasant. You will also feel relaxation. So if, for example, you feel heavy in your chair and you're fully supported, that's really relaxed. It's a great feeling. There's also this experience people report that you're just sitting in a chair and I'm talking to you, which is absolutely fine. That's absolutely part of the general experience. And as I said, hypnosis can be effective in or out of trance. It doesn't have to be with a trance state. Will you remember much from the session? Yes, you'll remember about as much as you will from an average conversation. So you don't go into this dark hole place where you don't remember anything. You're aware of a lot of what's going on, and there's no, memories taken away from this, right? You'll have those for your future reference. It's kind of like you've been treading on a pathway, a particular trail through a forest, and your problem has led you down that trail, that path over and over and over again. And that trail is really obvious, and it's your default trail through this forest. So in your mind, you have neural pathways. It's very much the same. And those neural pathways are representing your issue. And so therefore, you just need to be shown that there's a new, much nicer trail through the forest. It takes a couple of routes. Try different ways at first just to establish this new path. And that's establishing the neural pathway in your mind. And then after a while, we put some stop signs on the old trail. So you don't maybe go down that one by accident anymore. And the new pathway, the much nicer pathway, is your default, the new default way of thinking. So whatever triggers you, you'll know to go down the right path to feel better, to think better, to be better, to enjoy life and happiness away from what was used to be the experience. That's just a little example of how it works. And, we can use some guided imagery, some timeline work where we go into the past. Then maybe there's some regression to parts that sort of repeat, and then those are resources. And it's getting to the right part of you to be responsive at the right time. That's really our goal. So for example, if you're making an important speech or doing an important interview, you'd like to have the most confident, supportive, controlled part of yourself surface when you're in there, when you're in the middle of it, right? So there's always a way and a mean to getting the right parts of you in place, and that's all part of the process. It's also probably good for you to know that my techniques are regularly being updated. I continue with my training all the time. There are loads of studies out there for things like actual brain scan imagery of the results that people are having when they experience in hypnosis. It's also, that's the evidence-based form of hypnosis. And as I mentioned before, I use NLP and CBT techniques to blend and structure a program to suit you best. But people will often ask, how many sessions will it take? And that's one of the great purposes of the strategy call, really, to get to know you. So for instance, if you have like your car, it needs to get a service or repair work done, you're unlikely to get a really good quote over the phone, right? You can describe the problem to them, but they actually need to be able to see it to work out what likely is the actual issue. And obviously you have to explain a little bit to me so I can work out roughly where the problem is, and from experience, work out what sort of program would suit you best as an individual. So now there are resources out there that you've probably been made aware of that are just kind of like reading a script or sort of listening to an audio over and over and hoping for the best to make some sort of result. And those are effective for some people. But my structured program are very tailored to you as an individual. My experience and my updated training all the time allows me to adapt and change to suit you. So during the course of the program, I will invite you to give me some feedback just so I know how things are going for you. And I'll obviously be showing you some techniques to immediately take control from the old way of thinking. So as we blend all of these things to get the best possible result for you, typically towards the end of the session, I'll also teach you some self-hypnosis techniques so you can be able to continue this good work for yourself, whenever the program is finished. So I love to do this because we can always improve and react differently to new challenges and situations that come up. And self-hypnosis is a great way to move forward with the challenges. So it's taught in a way that you're not stuck with having to go through long-winded forms of therapy to overcome things. I think that's about it. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover here. So thank you very much for watching this video all the way through. There may be other questions that you have, and we can cover those in your strategy call, but I very much look forward to speaking with you. And we can work out how to overcome those limiting beliefs and traumas and anxiety that's been holding you back. So again, thank you very much. This is Jeanette at Jeanette Marie LLC and Badass Consulting. And I very much look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care.